Hello everyone, welcome to the reading. This reading will be for Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker. Quick distinction, this deck I'll be using for Kourtney Kardashian, and this will be for Travis Barker. And this deck will give me a deeper indication on what's going on in their relationship or marriage, whatever. So let me start shuffling for you guys. Also, sorry for my chair making noise. I didn't get comfortable before starting reading. Alright. Also, it's raining out today, so if you hear like the rain, that's what that is. And please like the video by pressing the thumbs up button. And if you aren't subscribed, subscribe, you know. Definitely good content. I think I'm one of the most cool tarot readers out there as far as celebrity readings go. But let's see. There's definitely a situation of conflict. There's been some major conflict going on with Kourtney's situation, but there's energies of rebirth showing, so that's interesting. I'm going to be using 4 cards for the header, 2 on her side, 2 on his side, and yeah. Okay, the deck has been properly shuffled. Time for this deck. I have to shuffle this deck a particular way because, I don't know, it's a real cool deck. Like, I love the illustrations, the vibe is amazing, you know, it's a cool ass deck. The only thing that sucks is that if you shuffle a particular way, the paint starts to, I don't know if it starts to scrape off or peel off, so that's not cool. Okay, you see what I mean? Like, it gets like these little scrapes or something. Yeah, so she's like in the energy of like, you don't own me. This is definitely her vibe. So something is going on. It's like she wants her freedom or something's going on. I don't know, that's fascinating. We're gonna have to see as the reading progresses. 2 minutes in though, actually like 3 minutes in. I'm gonna have to hurry up. Perfect, that's been shuffled. Alright, let's do his deck and cool. But I wonder what's gonna pop up. So he wants to be chill, you know, he wants to live a sort of ordinary, like, normal life. You know, he has a lot of tattoos, so it seems like a contradiction. It seems like he's like intense and shit. But inwardly, he wants his peace. You know, he's all about that. But he's being confronted with an alternative lifestyle. You know, it makes him feel like an outsider. So this is indicating to me that Kourtney is involved in some shit that he's not comfortable with. So that's interesting. Yeah, he feels like there's nothing there. He feels like coldness is what I'm picking up. It's like he feels coldness coming from Kourtney, so that's interesting. I'm gonna shuffle a little bit more. Alright, 5 minutes in. Okay, that's it. So let's see what's going on with this energy again. Yeah, he's listening to his intuition, sort of what his instincts are telling him and showing him. So that's cool. Let's see what's going on. I'm trying to figure out how do I keep their cards far away from each other so it won't look like it's all for the same person? But I guess you guys are gonna just have to know that this side is his side and this is her side. So let's begin. What is going on with this nothingness energy that's on his side? Well, it's like he wants things to go a particular way, but it's not necessarily happening, is what I'm picking up. Like, there's some challenges. You know, he thought that, like, this marriage that he's in was going to be, like, the end be-all to sort of, like, his happiness. He thought it was going to be, like, a fairy tale situation. But it's an illusion. Like, it's a front. You know what I mean? Synonymous with the Kardashians, of course, but it's like this trail, you think, okay, it leads to like that fairy tale situation, but nah, that's just a gate. That's a gate just to get you in, like to get you trapped. In fact, once you pass that gate, you gotta go through the hills and to the mountains and shit. So it's different peaks to this relationship that he wasn't aware of until after he got involved. So that's deep. Let's see what's going on with this third eye vibe that he's in. Well, he's being confronted with some interesting shit. It's like, yeah, this relationship is bringing abundance. You know what I mean? But there's a duality with this abundance. You know what I mean? The duality is symbolized here with these two, I don't know, like one's the sun, one's the moon. You know what I mean? But again, with sort of like those mountains in the background. You know what I mean? It's happening all over again. It's like, not all money is good money. You know what I mean? Not all associations is good associations. So this is what his third eye is trying to show him, what his instincts and his intuition and all that is trying to show him. You know what I mean? It's kind of like two choices, you know? So it's like, this came up in actually my Trisha Paytas reading. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that same situation. Like, he has two choices to make. Or he has to make one of them. It's kind of just like, either he's going to go one way or he's going to go the other way. You know, one brings him sort of like positive vibes, another brings him darkness. You know, he's kind of caught up in shit now, so it's both going to be they're both going to be difficult. You know, they both lead towards like a difficult situation, but it's kind of like one of them is better than the other, though. You see what I mean? Like, this guy, he's like directing to the light side of the situation. He's like, okay, yeah, there's mountains either direction, but you know, one of them is the sun. You know what I mean? You can have growth. You know what I mean? You can have your peace and all. Whilst the other side, you know, it's going to be cold. You know, that's not where his instincts, like you see his head, that's not where it's being guided to. Sorry, let me clear my nose. Every time I start these readings, like, my nose gets stuffy or something. Okay, let's see what's going on. And I know it was ugly. Let's see what's going on with this side. This conflict that she's in. Well, she definitely has ulterior motives. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a thief. And you know what I mean? Because it's cheating. You know, this can be symbolic of actual cheating. You know, that hasn't popped up to me just yet. That might show later on. But it's kind of like she didn't give him the real scoop on what's going on with her situation. I'll just say that much. You know, I'm getting a lot of different vibes with this reading, but I'm gonna just keep it normal. But she didn't tell him what's going on with her situation, you know. So now it's like a lot of conflict, because it's like, you know, he thought things would be a particular way, and then now he's kind of like, damn, so the rumors about you guys are true. And so, you know, it's kind of like brings sort of like a conflict or something. You know, it's a possibility though that they might be able to get through it. I don't know though. Let's see what's going on with this freedom situation. This you don't own me. Well, it's like she's trying to tell him. She's like, you need to be tolerant. You know, like, yeah, there's a lot of uncertainty in this situation. Again, with all the mountains, and you see like the trail leading to the mountains. But she's trying to say like, yeah, it's a lot of things involved I'm involved in. But, you know, it leads to sort of like the light side of things. But this is not true, you know, symbolic of all these clouds. You know what I mean? It's kind of like she's trying to tell him that, like, basically get comfortable and, like, go along for the ride and all. You know, that she's still lying, basically, trying to tell him that things are one way when it's not. You know what I mean? Because it's like, yeah, the sun's there, but the sun isn't in a triumph position. You see, it's like setting behind all these mountains. So this is showing me that she's still trying to get him caught up in some shit. You know what I mean? Because it's like she wants him to take the left-hand side when he needs to take the right-hand side and basically leave her. I know it's like harsh, but trust me, like the reading is really deep in what I'm like putting out. But this is fascinating. Let's look deeper. So let's see what's going on with this slow and steady situation. Yeah, it's like his angel guides, whatever you would call the, you know, these situations, because people say ancestors, you know, your third eye, like the Most High, like our God or whatever. But, you know, whatever higher power he believes in, or whatever he feels like his guidance, whoever he thinks his guidance people are trying to direct him to, again, take the right-hand path of things. You know what I mean? Like the right side of life, you know, because they're like, dude, if you take this left-hand approach, it's going to lead to darkness and it's going to make you decay, you know. Also, it's going to transform you into something you don't want to transform into. Well, you know, the right side is where you're going to go. And it's like he wants to. This would be symbolic of him. Like he wants to, and it seems like he's crawling towards it. He's not walking towards it. So it's like he wants to leave the situation, but it's like he's not trying to do it, like he's not happy about it, is what's being shown. It's kind of just like, fuck, I don't want to do this, but you guys keep telling me, take this side, take this side. So he's like on his hands and knees, like if someone is like forcing him to do something he really doesn't want to do. So that's interesting. Let's see what's going on with this third eye and this decision he's being met with. Well, he feels like it's silly. You know, he's not taking it serious. Again, it's like, yeah, he's listening to his guides and his intuition, but he feels like this whole situation is corny. He feels like, you know what I mean? He's not being a team player, you know. It's like I'm getting the vibe that his connections with, like, you know, his spirituality and all that is off. So he feels like being spiritual and all that is corny. Like, you know, some people just aren't plugged in to that side of life. So it's like, yeah, they're trying to tell him to do a particular thing, but he's not listening. He's kind of just like, this is bullshit. So that's interesting. Let's see what's going on with her being a thief, basically lying and trying to set him up for some fuck shit, basically. Yeah, she's a master of illusions. master of deceit. You know what I mean? She tries to act like she's one way when she's not. You know, when you deal with her, it's kind of just like she tries to make it seem like you're moving towards abundance. You see, like, the feet position around, like, or in front of, like, all these sorts of trees and shit. You're like, oh, this is, you know, bringing you towards, like, some deep shit. You know, it's going to be good for you. But really, that's, again, like, the first gate that you walk into. Is not, you're not walking into really what's really going on. You know, what's really going on is after you pass that first gate, it's nothing but turmoil, a lot of conflict, you know, just a lot of shit. And it's really dangerous what she's involved in as well. Very dangerous. Like, it might take you out. Like, literally. So yeah, it's basically just confirming what I've been saying. So let's see what's going on with this, her being stubborn and her telling him, like, everything's cool. She's in her I'm thinking about how to phrase this, because I don't want my channel to be a particular way, because these energies always come up for, like, certain people, because this is what they're in. But let's just say water magic. She's definitely in her water magic situation. You know what I mean? She's working that charm on him. You know, she's trying to lure him towards his destruction. So this is fascinating. Like, you know, some people say, like, when you end up with these ladies, you know, not for all men, because some of the guys, I think, you know, they'd be okay. But for a lot of them, either they get caught up, like, in drugs, or they're almost about to die, or basically their life is destroyed while, you know, they're basically in their goddess mode and shit. Like, they're doing good, but the guys that eat from their fruit, they get sick. So let me do each row again, and I'm gonna end the reading. So let's see what's going on here. So he's caught up in a sauce, guys. Like, it's like if a fly gets trapped in honey or something. You know what I mean? Like, if it lands in honey real strong, it's gonna be hard for that fly to get out the honey. You know what I mean? Its wings is gonna be all stuck to it. So he's caught up in the seduction of it all. So I mean, it's not looking too good for him. I don't know if he's gonna get out. But, you know, this guy as well, is what I'm picking up, is that, you know, he tries to appear like he's hardcore, but he's not really hardcore. Oh, fuck, I didn't even put my little light on. I knew something was off. That's why I'm like, what's off? I didn't turn on my little light thing. But anyway, this is, like, I think one of the first readings I've done since I put that there, like, where it hasn't been on. But anyway, this guy, let me rephrase it again. Sorry, guys. Let me start over. I just, like, went off. I have, like, I think ADHD or something. So, yeah. But anyway, this guy, you know, he appears like he's, like a hardcore dude. But really, he's really emotional. You know what I mean? He's really soft. So, you know, he's dealing with that as well. You know, so it's like, not only is he not connected to the spiritual shit he needs to be connected to, but he's a real soft individual. He's not mind strong or heart strong. So this is probably why he's going to be stuck in this situation until he's destroyed. Let's see what's going on with this ugly sweater. I'm all spitting and shit. Yeah. It's like, he's been introduced to something that's different. You know what I mean? That's kind of like the allure of it. It's kind of like he's doing a lot of comparison. He's like, my life was one way, then it's like another way, and if I leave, then it's gonna, like, return back to this way. Like, I'm not gonna have the connections. I'm not gonna have sort of, like, the width of having like all sorts of things available to me, like, you know, I didn't have, you know, I'm just going to be a little bit more like, if I leave this situation, enjoying basically the good side, that I'm going to be small. Like, he feels like he's going to be small. You know, he feels like he's not going to be sturdy. Like, he's not going to have the strength that he craves, basically. So, he's still making a choice, you know. He doesn't know what he wants to do. So, that's interesting. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, so she's doing like her whole sex situation, you know. So it's like, not only is she like confronting him with sort of like the money and all that, and yeah, things being different for him, but it's like she's using sex magic and all that shit basically to entrap him. So that's interesting. You know what I mean? You know, it's to keep him bound. You know what I mean? This isn't a good situation. You know, and we know what the connotations are for red. You know what I mean? Red isn't always a good situation. So, yeah, let's look here, and we're going to end the reading. Again, you know, she's mixing her concoctions. You know, she's plugged in with the hair, all crazy looking hair. You know, she's plugged into her spiritual ether. You know what I mean? And she's just doing what she's been doing. You know what I mean? So she's definitely in her high priestess sort of situation. But I'm gonna leave the reading here. This is definitely interesting. Thank you for watching. Sorry for all the loud noise as I'm about to end the reading. Please press the like button, subscribe, leave a comment, tell me what you think about this fuck shit. Thanks again. This fuck shit that Kourtney's doing, that is. But yeah.